Paula.
Kayleigh, thank you. I'd like to ask you about the Woodward interviews. Did President Trump intentionally mislead the American people about the threat of COVID, a pandemic that has now cost the lives of nearly 200,000 Americans?
Absolutely not. This president, at a time when you're facing insurmountable challenges, it's important to express confidence. It's important to express calm.
Always play it down. Is playing it down, is that expressing calm? It seems dishonest. It seems
Can
like
you read
lie.
The rest of the quote?
That's how much they put in there.
Oh, you excluded the last part.
We'll play the full thing on 60 Minutes on Sunday. Do you deny that you misled the American people
of course
about the
I
threat
deny
of this
that.
pandemic?
And he makes clear that he doesn't want to see chaos, by the way, is the second part of the quote, which you failed to read. The president, just days after having this discussion with Bob Woodward, said this from this podium. On March 30th, he said, "I do want them to stay calm. We are doing a great job. If you look at the individual statements, they're all true. Stay calm. It will go away, but it's important to stay calm." So this president does what leaders do, good leaders. It's stay calm and resolute at a time when you face an insurmountable challenge. That's what this president has done.
It will not appear that the president lied to the American public about the threat posed by COVID.
The president has never lied to the American public on COVID. The president was expressing calm, and his actions reflect that. On January 6th, the CDC issued a Wuhan travel notice before any confirmed U.S. cases, among a number of other actions. And I'd refer you to Dr. Fauci, who said that this president has an impressive response. I can't imagine under any circumstance that anyone could be doing anything more. That is the record of this president. John.
Kayleigh, but how do you square the president's words to Woodward when he said, this is a very delicate one. It's also more deadly than even your strenuous flu. This is deadly stuff. And then just 2 weeks after he told Woodward that, he said, this is a flu. This is like a flu. And of course, he also said it was going to quickly go to zero. But that seems to be in direct contradiction to what he told Woodward.
Well, the president was listening to his medical experts, because you also have at the same time period Dr. Fauci, who said this, asked if the seasonal flu was a bigger concern. He said this on February 17th. So right now at the same time, people are worrying about going to a Chinese restaurant. The threat is that we have in this country, we're having a pretty bad influenza season, particularly dangerous for our children. So he was reflecting that point. And again, days later, in a briefing, he said, the statements I made are this: I want to keep the country calm. That is what leaders do, and that's what President Trump does.
But in that statement, Fauci's not comparing the two. He's not saying coronavirus was like a flu.
It was a COVID interview, and he was asked about seasonal flu vis-a-vis COVID, saying exactly what the president said. And in fact, the president was taking it more seriously, because on the tape he noted that flu could be worse, and he was taking action to address it. Once again, context matters. That 0 reported COVID cases. The CDC was implementing public health screenings. House Dems were preparing to file their first briefs in impeachment. One reported case, CDC, when there was one reported case, the CDC was activating an emergency operations center, while Pelosi was releasing a statement criticizing McConnell over impeachment. On January 31st, the president issued a travel ban on China, one that the former vice president called xenophobic. That's what Democrats were doing while this president was acting, and his actions reflect the seriousness with which he took COVID-19. Yes,
Kayleigh,
Jeff.
you quoted